Hey, it's time for Make It Monday Live. I don't know if you heard the news, but there is some new limited time paper from Stampin' Up! Available right now, and I have check that out, 4 cards for you tonight using the paper. I'm really excited to show you what I have in store, and I think you're going to love it. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Make It Monday Live. Hello, Melanie and Angela and Vicky. I'm seeing people hop on. Welcome. It is that time of the week where I am live. I go live every single Monday at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Make It Monday Live is where stampers like you tune in for tips from me about how to maximize your time in your craft room. So whether it's giving you inspiration for new products or showing you tips and tricks for how to be efficient, I really like to make simple, stunning cards that really wow, that come together pretty quickly. And you can learn all of that here in Make It Monday Live. And to kick off, I'm going to ask you to give me 5. I have a 5 project bundle tutorial. I've got a link for those who would like this 5 project bundle tutorial. You just have to type 5 in the comments, and I will connect with you and get you the link to snag that tutorial bundle. It's got photos, measurements, instructions, all the things for 5 projects in it. And then you also, when you sign up on that link, will get a new tutorial every single week on Tuesday. I call it Tutorial Tuesday. So if that's something you're interested in, just give me 5 in the comments and I will connect with you after all of this is closed down and I get a minute to breathe and send you those links. Okay. Question of the day as everyone's rolling on. I want to know, as you're popping on, do you even know about this gorgeous Waves of the Ocean paper? It's available for limited time by Stampin' Up! Did you know anything about it? Have you seen it? Do you have it? Is it on your wish list? Tell me about it. What do you think about this paper? Tell me in the comments as I welcome you all. Thank you for joining. I'm seeing Sandy and Robin. Hello, Robin. It's good to see you again. And Joan. Hi, Joan. And there's Betty. Hey, Betty. How's it going? Thanks for joining me. I love it when you ladies all watch me live. And there's probably some men who find me from time to time watching me live on Monday. We always have so much fun. So tell me your thoughts on this Waves of the Ocean. Tell me if you've seen it, if you have it. And the other thing, that I always love to know is what Stampin' Up! Colors are you wearing tonight? Post it in the comments. Okay. Just a quick few announcements before we get started. I want to remind you of hang on, I gotta flip this camera around. There we go. Okay, I want to remind you of my Artfully Layered class to go. That pre-order is going on now. And here's the deal. I am using the Artfully Layered bundle that's in that class for tonight's projects. So if you order that class, and you're a member of club, you're going to get double the inspiration to use with that bundle. It's really a great way for you to maximize your, make the most of your bang for your buck, I guess is what they call it, get the most bang for your buck. I am featuring that bundle in tonight's projects, and so you still have time to get my Artfully Layered class to go. You get to make 8 cards with 2 each of 4 unique designs. And when you sign up, you get this bonus VIP tutorial for 4 cards. 2 of them I made last week. And then tonight I'm featuring products in my club. So okay. Let's talk about this paper for a minute. Moving some stuff out of the way. Okay, this paper, it's called Waves of the Ocean. It's a designer series paper. And let me tell you the colors it coordinates with. Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight. I didn't even notice that in there. I suppose it is in there. Granny Apple Green, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Petal Pink. Okay, so this is 12 by 12 paper. Look at this beautiful pattern. I wonder if it would help if I zoom this out just a little. Okay. Yep, that helps. So one side of this paper are these gorgeous kind of inky patterns, like waves crashing along a beach. Isn't this pretty? I love the Coastal Cabana in there. And like bubbles in the ocean. Just absolutely gorgeous. Look at this one. Aren't these patterns really super pretty? So you've got the one side that definitely looks like waves, but then when you flip this over, you've got some really fun kind of ink splotches in different colors. So if you're not a fan of the wavy, let me turn on another light here. The wavy ocean look, you can still use, oh, this one is probably my favorite in the whole thing. I mean, this looks like a sandy beach with waves. Aren't those gorgeous? Love, love, love this paper. Okay, it's available while supplies last. And this, if you are a member of my budget club, and I already have paper for you members because you always pay monthly, you're getting a half a pack of this paper in the club, and Stampin' Up! Also has these gorgeous, you'll get a half a pack too. So here's what it would look like, cut up for you. Blue foils specialty paper. So you've got like a Coastal Cabana, a silver, and a Night of Navy. And they're gorgeous. I have been using them like crazy. Okay, Jean, I love this comment from you. I love the DSP and the foil and the gems, but the Stampin' Die Set waves aren't a huge thing in North Dakota. I hear you. Same thing in Wisconsin, other than waves from like our Great Lakes. So that is why I paired this bundle with, or this paper with the same bundle I'm using for this month's class to go. I paired it with the Artfully Layered bundle, which has some tropical looking, these are actually called the Tropical Layers dies, and that goes really, really well with this paper. You're going to see as it comes together. I actually think the cards made with this paper for this month's club might be my favorite club I have ever designed. They are beautiful, and I'm not saying that to be arrogant, they're gorgeous. So in this month's club, and here's the paper we're going to use for our card bases and some elements tonight. You're getting a sheet of vellum, because I'm using vellum in like 3 out of the 4 cards. You're getting 2 sheets of Petal Pink, 1 sheet of Pacific Point, and 2 sheets of Coastal Cabana to coordinate with the colors in the class, or in the paper. So we're going to get started right away with our first project. Okay, so the first thing I did before I even came on camera, I had a few minutes to prepare a little bit, is I took, okay, let me show you. I took a half of these foil sheets and I ran them through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I cut out one of each This leaf here, I'm calling it a palm. This these palm leaves and this branch is what I've just kind of been calling them. And so I did all three, and then I ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then I did the same, all three on a sheet and ran it through, all three on a sheet and ran it through. And so when I'm done with all that, let me zoom in here just a little bit. I'm trying to get all of my settings just right so you guys can see my projects the best here. Get it not so crookedy so that it's a little more pleasing to you guys. There we go. So I cut all these out. So now what I'm left with here is like one of these coastal cabanas, one of the silvers, one of the dark blue. And then I'm kind of leaving them, you can't see them because they're off camera, tucked up here for me to just grab when I want to grab one of the elements. Now I have some more stashed away here because I had extra from when I was designing. And so what I like to do is toss the extra layers that I die cut right in the back of my folder for the die pieces. And then they're all ready to go. So here off camera, I've got a stack of these dies just like this. And it doesn't take me any time at all. And then I've got a stack of dies to use on my projects. I like to do that with a new bundle. So that's a little tip for you for designing with new products. Okay. So I've got my inside layer here, basic white, a typical 4x5 1/4. Let's stamp that right away. Oh, also in your club, you're getting a half a pack of the Rhinestone Waves jewels that coordinate. All of these are available while supplies last. Now, if you are a new member to my club, and for some reason these products would sell out before you're able, before you, Pacific Point, if they sell out before you sign up or before the deadline, I will connect with you and we will figure out what you want to do. If you want a refund or if you want to swap it out for something different. Okay, I'm just coming in and stamping this fun leaf, which is probably my favorite stamped image from this set in Pacific Point. And then I'm going to come in and do it again here in Coastal Cabana. Yeah, this one will go like down here. Just some fun images. Okay, Sue loves the bundle, been having a blast. You live in Virginia surrounded by ocean. You know, that sounds really nice today, especially because we got snow here in Wisconsin. And I got to tell you, my routine is totally thrown off because how do we like this as our card base color? Are we good on this? Yeah, like that? We should bring in some. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this one I've got another layer. So do we want to go like this or like this? I actually think I kind of like it with the Pacific Point as our card base. We got snow today, and I'm over it. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm over it. So I'm going to cut a layer here for my matting for the DSP that's 5 by 3 3/4. And then I hope I cut this right. I've got this DSP layer. Yep, that's 1/8 of an inch smaller. Okay. We're going to put that on a Pacific Point card base. Spoiler alert, my design card is actually opposite of these, but the design on the DSP is a little bit different. So Angela, you are going to get to see both options. Okay. I do not use Pacific Point very often, I realized, as I was designing these cards. I'm like, I haven't used Pacific Point in forever. And truth be told, I think I like the Pacific Point ink better than I like the cardstock. I don't know what it is. The tone of the ink I really like. The cardstock, it's not that I don't like the color, it's just not one of my favorites. Okay, so what I did was adhere my DSP to this matting, this Coastal Cabana matting. And then this is going to go on our card base. Why don't we go ahead and glue our inside layer right away? And then we are ready to go. This is going to be a card that opens like this. Okay, now I cheated and I used a retired circle punch for this, but there is a circle in the Layering Circles die cuts that you can use if you happen to not have this punch. This is 2 1/4 inches for 2 1/4 inches in diameter. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to use one of our leaves on here, and I feel like this one looks super fun. Let's see, how does silver look? Ooh, the silver looks gorgeous too. I think I might do the silver for a pop of color. And I'm going to have a sentiment over here kind of covering part of this space. So that's where I'm going to put the glue on my vellum. That way I know that it will be covered once I put it on there. And I have the benefit of having designed my cards already. But if I were making this from scratch, I'd probably play around with my layers first. And then we would decide where to put that sentiment. And then that's where I would put the glue. Okay, I'm seeing a yes for the silver. Awesome, good. That's the one I'm using. I've got so many of those here. Okay, so we're just going to glue this in the center of the vellum. Now, why did I use the vellum? Well, I used the vellum because these patterns are a little bit busy, okay? There's a lot going on here, and when you have a busy pattern like that, it often helps to use a label, a circle, some sort of layer of vellum to mute the busyness of the layer when you've got another focal point here. And so that's what I am using that vellum for, is to kind of mute that busyness of the pattern. I've used that on a couple other projects when I am stamping. If the pattern is a little bit busy, I will kind of mute it with some vellum. Okay, and I just have a scrap of basic white here that I stamped in Pacific Point. I mean, I love the color of the Pacific Point in the ink. It's just so rich and bright and fun. I love it. I like it better than the paper. I don't know what it is, but okay. So this is, I'm going to let this, well, I think the reds are the ones that take a bit. We're going to fussy cut now our sentiment out here. So I'm just taking my snips, going around here. I was saying earlier that we got some snow. Well, Monday is usually my day that I work remote. But I had to go into work today because it's super busy with everything happening in the market. My company is involved in futures trading in the energy industry, and so there's just a lot happening. Everything's moving really quickly, and it's just easier when you are in the office and able to just connect with people direct instead of always trying to connect with them on Zoom or Teams or something like that. And so I went into the office, and there was like 6 inches of snow here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what a day to decide to go in, right? And so I had to hurry up after work and get home and all the things. All right, so I have the sentiment now fussy cut that I am popping up on dimensionals, and I'm using the mini dimensionals here. Okay, and where we had our glue, that's where I'm putting this fussy cut sentiment over the top of that, just like that. Okay, now, this month's budget club kit does not contain any ribbon, but I wanted to give you an idea of some ribbons that coordinate. So, of course, linen thread coordinates with everything. In our fan baker's twine, you've got this Night of Navy, and that's a coordinating color here. And then also in our Simply Elegant trim, you've got the gold and the silver. And let me tell you, I must have fat fingered an order because I've got a ton of this Simply Elegant trim for some reason. And so I am going to use some of that, probably on most of my projects here. Whatever ribbon you love is what you can use. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a piece of this ribbon. And what I'm going to do is tie a bow. And then remember my tip, you can hold on to that little knot here. In your bow, you can hold on to that knot in the center, and then you pull, you tug on the ends to make that bow the size you would like. And I'm actually going to make this a pretty small bow. They're hard to tie if you have a small piece. So I had to cut one bigger, but they're really darn cute, just as this little tiny bow. I mean, that thing is really, like, would go on my thumbnail. It's really tiny. Oh, Angela, I love that silver thread too. The elegant trim is probably my favorite in the whole catalog. So I'm picking up a little mini glue dot here with my take your pick tool. And then what I do is put it on the back of this knot. And then I just kind of fold it up so that it's not sticking out all over the place. You can't really see through it. And then I'm going to tuck it in here into this little notch on our sentiment. Right here like this. Okay. Now we're going to pop this layer up on dimensionals on our card base. I love dimensionals. Whoever thought of this idea to give, you know, a different layer or kind of 3D effect to these cards was a genius. These fuzzy sticky things are amazing. All right, we're going to center this. So, okay, and you know we need our bling. That paper's doing all the heavy lifting. We need our bling. I think I'm going to come in with this lighter one here that's a little more silvery and bring out the silver of that paper and ribbon. There we go. So there is our first card finished. Now, this card's awesome. I love, 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 love it, but I have to tell you, this is my least favorite card of all of them that we're making tonight. Oh my gosh, that means they're all beautiful. And so here's our color combination for the first one. Here is the design card that I made. So there we've got, I think I used a different pattern with a little more white. You can see the difference. Okay, so that's card number one. What do you think? Are we loving it so far? What do we think of that paper? Stunning, right? And these are simple layouts. If you don't have the paper, you can use this layout with swap out the designer series paper, swap out the color for your leaves, but of course you want this paper because it's flippin' gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Okay. Are we ready for card number two? What is the item number for that paper? I will tell you, Joan. It is, hang on, 159982. 159982 is the one, Joan. Once it sells out, it sells out. So, all right. So first card is done. Now, the one thing I wanted to do is I was looking through my patterns, was use one of the DSP patterns for my sentiment and not necessarily bring in a coordinating color. So that's what we're doing on this one. That's what I kind of creative challenge that I made for myself as I was stamping here. So we have got Petal Pink card base. Let's stamp that inside right away before we get to putting everything else together. I'm going to grab this like fern looking thing here. And I'm going going to go with Petal Pink ink. Okay, and I'm just going to come in here. See, this could be seaweed even. If you use like a granny apple green or something like that. Isn't that gorgeous? There we go. I'm off. I'm like stamping off. I need to move this back so that I'm not always stamping off of the table for you. Sorry about that. Okay, gonna clean this off right away so I don't drop it. Something on it. Okay, so we've stamped our inside. Sue, not interested in that set until seeing your pretty cards. Well, I made my whole night. I'm really glad to have inspired your creativity. I have just come to appreciate being creative and being inspired so much. And that is what I'm here to do, is inspire you to be creative. All right, so we're keeping our inside simple. How gorgeous is that? You can just write a little note over the top of those images. Okay, let me think about what I did here. Okay, I had to look at my design project and see what I did. All right, we're going to use this lighter color here as our base. And I've got the pretty silver trim again. And so we are going to start out by wrapping this trim around our designer series paper layer and tying it in a bow. So I'm doing this because it adds a little bit of texture and another layer and some depth and dimension to my card front. Oh, Paula, you know what? I do like the pelican in the set. Now, I'm not actually using the Waves set that coordinates with this paper. So for those of you who are joining me late, I am using the Waves of the Ocean paper, but I am not stamping with the stamp set that has the waves and the pelican and stuff in it. I have paired it with instead with the Artfully Layered bundle. And I did that so that my customers that order my class and my club, so that all of my crafty friends can make the most out of that Artfully Layered bundle when they get my class to go and have a whole slew of projects to make with it. So I just want to make sure everyone watching knows that I am not using that stamp set. These images that you're seeing me stamp with are from a different stamp set called Artfully Layered. I got a bug crawling around here, gross. It's that time of year they're starting to wake up and come out. Okay, so we're just snipping off the ends of that bow. Well, Angela, that totally made my night. Thank you so much. She says your Monday Live is my favorite part of the day. You know, that makes it all worth it. Coming here to stamp with all of you after a hectic day running around and being totally out of my routine. It was like, oh my gosh. I had to quick grab food on the way home and come up here, and that totally made it all worth it. Thank you so much. All right, now we're just going to glue this right down on our card base, just like this. Uh-oh. I almost lost my bow there. Okay, so we just have simple, a card base and a DSP layer with a bow wrapped around it. Hey, Cindy and Kathy, welcome. Okay, now I also have these layers of designer series paper from the same bundle, and I picked them on purpose. I wanted a little blue to coordinate with this blue here, and a little of the petal pink to coordinate with my card base. And we're going to make a birthday card. So I'm going to grab this longer sentiment that says happiest birthday wishes. And we have got some dark Night of Navy in there. So that's the color I'm looking for to stamp in. We're going to bring in this really dark Night of Navy here. Hey, Marilyn. Thank you so much. Oh, the North Dakota ladies are here. Okay. So let me stamp this. Oh, I am a little off screen. Sorry. I'm trying to do it in the center. So you can see that this paper works just fine as a layer for our sentiment. You can see it totally fine on here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to center this strip on the wider piece like this, and then pop that up on dimensionals, and I can see I need one kind of by the H and just outside the T. So I need to find my dimensionals. Here we go. In fact, if you flip this over and center, you can see where you need to put these. Just like that. Does anyone here watch The Bachelor? After I am done stamping here, I usually take a shower and then I go and I watch The Bachelor before I head to bed. And I'm curious if anyone else has been watching it. Oh, Joan watches it. I don't know if I'm alone. I always DVR it, and it gives me something to look forward to when I'm done, because it's always such a letdown when I'm done. Like, we always have so much fun, and then I'm like, oh, what am I going to do now? I just have to go to bed. But The Bachelor, oh, it gives me something to look forward to when we're finished. Okay, so I just have put these layers down, and when I made this, I'm like, okay, this card totally needs a little something. So here we come with our fun layers, right? So let's tuck those in here. I'm gonna snip off the end of this, and we're gonna do a little, what I like to call tuck-in layering. All I'm gonna do is grab my glue dot and put some glue dots here on our die cut pieces. Okay, we don't have a lot of Bachelor fans here. Not as many as we have Yellowstone fans. When I asked about that show, it was like, there we all were. Oh, Cindy, you've been designing with this set today too. Awesome. The paper is gorgeous. I agree. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck this layer in here. And then, I don't know, we need one down here. Should we do this branch? Maybe trim this off a little bit. Tuck this branch in here. Maybe I have to trim this off too. There we go, and put that branch in. Ooh, I like that. Okay. All right, so might be a long one tonight, ladies. I've got 2 more cards after this. Can you hang with me for 4 total cards tonight? Do you have it in you? All right. Okay, so I just tucked those. I'm going to bring this close. I just tucked that. See, here's the 2 mini glue dots right here. I just popped them on there. And then I just tuck them under. Tuck in layering. I just tuck it in here, just like that. And then I kind of push that down. All right, and now we need some bling. Oh, I haven't used this green one yet. Would the green go? I think it would. Or this light one. I haven't used that. Let's do these light ones. There. Okay, here's card number 2. What do you think? Ooh, Betty's asking if anyone watches The Masked Singer. I used to watch it and I ran out of time, and so some shows had to go, and that sadly was one of them. Okay, here's the one I made with like the dark foil. I think the silver's kind of fun. I have to tell you that this card, as I was making it, really reminds me of my grandma. She moved to Florida. She's passed away now, but when she lived in Florida, I just remember when she would visit, her clothes were so beautiful, these fun pastel, bright colors, and this silver with the petal pink really reminds me of her. So I have to say I like this card better than my design card because it reminds me of the colors my grandma would wear. It reminds me of her. Yes, so I like to use the branches as a little extra oomph for our layers. So there's card number 2. For those of you who joined us late, here was card number 1. We made this one, and here's my design card. So we're liking all this, huh? Okay, let me do a little cleanup before we start on card number 3. Always got to get my space a little organized before I move on to the next one. I think I've asked this before, but I don't remember everyone's answers. So sorry. Do you clean up in between your cards, or are you just like, on to the next, I'll worry about it later? When I'm designing, I'm a little bit more like, on to the next, but not completely. I kind of clean my space a little bit, but yeah. All right. Let me get at my next card. Okay, my last 2 cards are my favorite. I'm saving my favorite one for last. But, okay, here we go. We've got our vellum circle again. Okay, the last one, we used petal pink last time as our card base. We could use petal pink again, or we could use Coastal Cabana, or or we could use Pacific Point. Which one do you like better? We've got Pacific Point, Coastal Cabana. I think I'm gonna throw this one out. Not throw it away, but like not in the running. I think I like the Petal Pink the best for this one. Petal Pink. Yeah, I like the Petal Pink. I like the soft. Oh, we got a couple votes for Pacific Point. Oh, I don't know now. Oh, another one. Petal Pink, 2 Petal Pinks, 3 Pacific Points, 4 Pacific Points. I think Pacific Points is the winner. All right, we're going with it. Okay, so. Ooh, lots of Pacific Points. Okay, we're bringing in that blue. So let's stamp our inside again. Let's grab our Petal Pink. And when I stamp, a little spoiler alert, everyone. When I stamp the insides of these, I usually don't design them. I am like always stamping on the fly when I do the insides. It's super rare that I have designed an inside layer. I figure I make it up as I go. So hopefully they're turning out okay for stamping on the fly. I really liked this like seaweed looking thing with Petal Pink. So we're gonna bring that in with our Pacific Point here. Okay, everyone's saying the Pacific Point makes it pop. All right. You got it. Okay, let's glue this on the inside right away. Ooh, fun. Okay, there's our inside. Plenty of room to make that, write a little note. Okay, now we're going to make us a thank you card. And so let's start on our layer here. we're going to break up that, the busyness of the pattern with that vellum circle again. This is the same size as the last card that we use the circle on, that 2 1/4 in diameter. And I'm just going to glue that kind of in the center here of our card. And now, of course, we like our texture. Again, I'm going to wrap this silver thread. And remember, you can use any ribbon you like. I really like the thinner ribbons, and I showed you a few options for that. When in doubt, linen thread always works with any project. It coordinates literally with everything. And I think about like the rattan huts and whatnot on the beaches. That linen thread would look really awesome, I think, with these projects too. I just have so much of this elegant trim that I thought it'd be fun to use it since our paper's shiny and foily too. Okay, we're tying that in a knot first, and then we're going to tie in a bow. So so. Tighten this up. Okay, and then we hold on to that knot and we tighten those ends. Hold on to that knot and tighten those ends. If it gets loose, that's okay. We just tighten her back up again. Just like so. And I'm going to move this a little closer to my circle. Okay. And trim the ends of my ribbon like that. Easy peasy. Okay, now we're going to bring in a couple of our images. I think we need tall, long ones. So what I have in mind here is, oh, this would be pretty. Okay, let me pop these out. See why I like to have these all cut ahead of time? Then I can just grab them and use them on my project. Okay, so we can go here, like this. And then, do we have any of our ferns left? We could do a silver. I think that would be pretty. What do you think? Or do we want to do a dark one? Do we like the silver or the dark? I don't know which one I like better. I know for sure I really like this color on the branch. I guess we could do the same color on the palm here. That's actually quite pretty if they're the same color. Do we like them the same color? I think I like them the same color. And here's how it's going to go. Ooh, same color. Yeah, I think the same color. All right, we got votes for the same color. So here we come in. Now, this is a intricate kind of detailed die. So I'm using my liquid glue. Just put some glue on kind of the thicker pieces here. Oops, so. And I'm going to come in with my piece and glue that down. Okay, and then we're going to do the same here. Put some glue on these thicker pieces. This. And we're going to glue that down. Okay, and while we're waiting for that to dry, I got glue all over my hands, of course. I have got a scrap of basic white here. And here I got my Pacific Point. I'm going to grab the thank you sentiment from this stamp set. We've used almost all the stamps here in our stamp set. How fun is that? You are right, Carol. Hand sanitizer is great for sticky hands. Very good tip. All right. Another little tip here. With these red rubber stamps, so I hear from a lot of ladies that they have a hard time getting a halo around their words. So you see, after I pick up the ink, I always flip it over. What I'm doing is checking to make sure I do not have a halo on the rubber of my stamp, so that I know when I stamp it, it's going to be nice and clean and not have that halo of ink around the words. Now, I've got this stamped on a scrap of basic white, and I'm going to come in with my tailored tag punch and punch this out, just like that. Now, this is a little bit much for me in the way of a white space. So I'm going to grab these little leaves here and my Coastal Cabana. We're going to decorate this label just a little bit. We're going to jazz it up. And I'm going to do 3rd generation stamping, which means I'm going to stamp off twice and then stamp onto my tag here. Stamp off twice and then stamp on the tag, just like that. So let's take a look. So you can see how that's just a little bit subtle, those leaves. Okay, and now we're going to grab our dimensionals. And we are going to pop up this tag. I'm using plenty to make sure it sticks good on this foily, glossy kind of paper. Okay, we are going to, I'm making note of this circle and trying to center it. There. Okay, now we will flip over our layer. And we'll get these dimensionals on here. Thanks for sharing, Patricia and Doris. Yeah, I forgot to mention, if you share my video, you get more entries into my prize drawing that I do every week. And I'm doing my prize drawing after all my projects are done tonight. Okay, so we popped it up here. And we are gonna grab a couple of these Pacific Point rhinestones. To dress this up. Little bling. And there is our 3rd card. What do you think? You like it? Oh, thank you so much, Doris and Robin. Okay, so you know we were doing the great debate. Here we have our petal pink one. And for this one, I did 2 different colors of foil. I really like them both. Which one's your favorite? The pink, the petal pink, or the Pacific Point? I gotta clean up my stamps here. Thank goodness for this amazing chamois. Okay, who is thinking they definitely need to be in my budget club after seeing these projects, right? I mean, how can you not? They're so stinking gorgeous. This paper is amazing. This paper is amazing. All right. My last card, that's what's coming up next. Last card is my favorite. All right, everyone really loves the Pacific Point. I actually liked the Petal Pink, but now that I see them both together, the Pacific Point looks really great. All right. Our last card, we have not used a Coastal Cabana card base yet. That is the color I want to use for this gorgeous paper. So make sure this is the right size, because yep, I knew it was a little bit too big from cutting my other layer. Okay, we're going to use our Coastal Cabana. We got another of our vellum circles here. Focus. Card base. Get out my bone folder. The amazing bone folder helps get that nice crisp crease. Okay. And Coastal Cabana is one of my very favorite colors. I am going to use it on the inside with my favorite image here, that leaf. As you can tell, because I've used it on nearly all of my inside layers. Just love it. Okay. Okay, so let's glue our inside layer in right away. Get this all set to go. Yeah, I like it this way. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Now this card, we don't have quite as many layers on it. I have this, ooh, isn't that pretty? Those colors look really nice together too. Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, we are going to, I'm going to glue it this way. Glue down our DSP. Just like so, right into the center of our card base. Okay, and then we've got our vellum circles. So remember, I cheated and used my retired punch, but you can use the layering circles dies. This one is 2 1/4 inches in diameter. Now this circle, I am going to adhere not in the center, but more to the left than center. And so I'm going to glue this on, and I'm going to have a little piece kind of over this. So that's where I'm setting my glue, so that you do not see it behind this vellum piece. Just like so. So it's kind of in the middle, but to the left of middle. All right, now I have got a scrap here of basic white. Oh my gosh, we've used almost every single stamp in this stamp set. And I want to bring in this really dark Night of Navy. So here it is. Night of Navy. I'm going to stamp my sentiment here, sending all the hugs in the center. Ish. My layer. And then we're going to bring in some Coastal Cabana eventually here. But first I'm going to punch this out. So I have my everyday label here. There we go. We can see it. A smaller circle and it would look like a moon. Oh, yes. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. All right. And I am going to punch this, sending all the hugs out of my tag here. So it takes up almost the whole tag. And then, just to bring in a little Coastal Cabana to this, I'm going to grab this leaf and stamp off once, and then just in the corner, I'm just bringing in the corner of that leaf, just like that. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just a little extra on that label. Okay. So remember I said something's going to cover it up here? What's going to cover it up is our sentiment. So let's pop this up on dimensionals. And can anyone guess what's coming next after this is popped up? It's my technique I used earlier with our die cut pieces. Let's get this all set here like this. Okay, we're going to do our tuck-in layering, is what I like to call it. So I'm going to grab my silver. I think I want silver because a piece is going to go up here. And then I was thinking the dark blue. We haven't used this leaf yet, so I wanted to put this leaf, and I feel like the blue looks way better with the silver. Yeah. That silver will help bring out the white. All right. Yep. Okay, I'm going to tuck this in. So let's get our glue dots. I pulled up the corner of this dimensional. Yeah. Because it was getting in the way of my layering. That's okay. This. Okay, and we're going to tuck this in here just like this. Okay, and then my other leaf is going to go, I'm going to pop up this bottom one. A little easy to do because it's on vellum. Yep, the other one is going to get tucked in just like that. Okay, so there. And okay, we're just going to tuck that in. Oh, oh. Just like that. Okay. Now, not quite done yet. I'm going to bring in a little piece of this silver elegant trim. Okay, and I'm going to tie this in a bow. Like so. Just like this. I'm trying to twist this a little bit. And we got to grab that glue dot. To put on our bow here. And we're going to stick it right in that corner. Just like that. Okay, and bling. We need our bling. We've got some dark blue on here, so we're going to use that. A big one, a smaller one up here. There we have it. There's our final card. My favorite. Do you love it? What do you think? Now here's my design card. Very, very similar. I loved those colors together. The pattern is just a little different on the DSP. But you get the point. Okay, so here, let me move all my stuff out of the way so I don't ruin things. We'll do prizes in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. You might win a prize. All right, so here's our cards. Love, love, love. Do you love them? Oh my gosh. Amazing. This paper is gorgeous. Absolutely, absolutely stunning. Okay, if you want in on this for Budget Club, you have until the 15th to sign up. And for all of my existing members, I already have your products because you're already signed up and ready to go. To sign up for my club, you just have to go to that web address you see on your screen, rosegrunwald.com/club. rosegrunwald.com/club. And you can sign up there. You're getting half a pack of that pretty DSP, half a pack of the foils, a half a pack of the rhinestones, and then a piece of vellum, Coastal Cabana, Petal Pink, Pacific Point, all the colors that you need to coordinate. plus an exclusive PDF to make these projects. So if you are not a club member, you have until the 15th to sign up. If these products sell out, I will connect with you to find out if you want a refund or if you would like something else of equal value. We will work it out. All right, prizes. Are we ready for prizes? I've got an unclaimed prize here, a 6x6 in color DSP, and I did my drawing from last week's shares and comments and tags and likes. I wrote it down here. Okay, my winner is Carol Thenis or Thoenus or Theonis. Carol Thoenus, Thoennes. Carol, you are my winner. To claim your prize, just go to rosegrunwald.com/prizes. I think it's prizes or prize. And fill out that form. You'll find it on the blog or across the top of my blog is a link for my prize claim form. All right, everyone. That is all I have for you tonight. I am so happy that you could join me. Hope you absolutely loved these projects. If you have any questions about Budget Club, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll be stamping with you again right here next week for Make It Monday Live at 7 Central Time. Remember, if you're joining late, if you type 5 in the comments, I will connect with you and get you a link where you can snag a free 5-project bundle tutorial from me. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Have a good night. See ya.